same thing for IFR or whatever heading they give us for approach, for vectors. Interesting, kind of unique stuff about the aircraft. We got a patient switch here, which tells our company via SkyTrack, which is an antenna located on the roof. Now we have a patient on board. I won't throw that, but because they'll think I have a patient on board.
On versus off. Oh, okay.
Corporate will be calling me in about a couple of minutes, wondering what I'm doing.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't need that. But talking about back up here in the gauge, I got 102 gallon minutes in the main tank, and I got 15 in the supply tank. So I got 132 gallons till flame out.
So 132 minutes.
Yeah, that's not exactly correct because you know. Honestly,
well, obviously things like hover versus forward flight affect that. Yeah.
Attitude affects it, and you know, speed, you know, for attitude and so forth.
Gotcha.
But personally, I don't plan on using these two tanks at all. So
yeah, those are strictly for reserve.
Right. That's poor planning is what that is.
Right.
And so I plan on using my main tank for everything I need to do.
Well, especially for the range and the the service area, that's all you need to worry about. Yeah.
But then we got our placards here for weights and max speeds, you know.
Oh, very nice.
And so let's say we're at in between 2720 kilograms and up to 2910, and I'm at 8,000 feet, and I'm at plus 10, then I know my V&E is 135 knots.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, we're rarely at these other low gross weights.
Of course, on this aircraft, it brings it up on the display for you anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
but you have it there just as just to know what it's going to tell you before it tells you.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
And we have, you know, we can select different displays here for different pages and scroll through. We do an airborne power check. That's one of the things we do on each week. We do a digital in-flight power check. Also do ground power checks every 100 hours, I think it is.
What's the service for the maintenance? What are some life-limiting parts? Obviously the rotors and different things. What are some of the more restrictive that you got to replace more often?
Well, we really haven't got there yet. I mean, we got a maintenance sheet in the logbook there, but mechanic looks at it every day.
Yeah.
And I'd say probably, just generally speaking, probably does some work on it, some progressive maintenance on it, probably every 10 hours.
Okay.
And then they have 25, they have 50s, and they have 100s.
100-hour checks, yeah, I know.
And they have so on and so forth. And then it's, you know, every now and then special inspection. But it's been a very reliable, dependable aircraft.
So this one is based here, and then where you have two, is that correct?
Yes, the other one is located at Mike Oscar Romeo, Morristown.
Oh, Morristown, okay.
Memorial. And those, both of those, that's 136 UT.
Oh, okay.
And this is 135 UT. The other two helicopters are Bell 407s. They're located at Golf Kilo Tango, Gatlinburg, and the other one's at Anderson Industrial Park.
So you got it. The dispatching obviously is depending on what's going on and the helicopter and who's closer, and or being used at the time. Also, obviously, if you get called now, you're out of the system. Like
right today, with the weather being a little bit questionable across the states that we service, my weather's yellow, so they know to call me to check weather. And if it's a beautiful, clear blue day, I'm green.
Right.
So all they have to do is call me and say, can you go to Crossville, for example? And there might be a NOTAM popped up, and in which case that would be about the only reason I couldn't go there.
Gotcha.
But we have green, yellow, and red weather. And red means that I've decided I can't fly until I call them back. But yellow could mean I can fly either VFR or IFR. And they have a little chart in their office there where they keep track of what all the different bases conditions are, whether green, yellow, or red. And also where the aircraft are located, outside or inside, based upon weather. And they have a projection for delays actually going out of the hangar to the pad and so forth.
Gotcha. Let's see. I'll do one last look-see. Okay, go ahead.
All right, decal on the engine number 1. You got the triple safety, you got the 1, you got the 2, you got the 3.
Oh, nice.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
really got to come back and pull the pin off of both of these clasps. And then once it's open, pop up. There it is. And typical inspection we do, we'll pop open the engine, get a good focus in there. and look at the inlet compressor. See if I have any
Oh,
damage.
yeah, okay.
And this one, the blades are easier to see on the bottom, and the other one is easier to see on the top. And you can only see 3 or 4 blades, but that gives you an indication.
But it gives you
indication. And otherwise, we just look around, make sure we have proper oil. We do. Both sides are already checked. And there's the output drive shaft.
Oh, yeah.
For the one engine going into the transmission. And of course, each engine will drive the transmission and the tail rotor independently. A little different than some of the helicopters, which have a separate output from the engine going to the tail rotor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which could be a problem. Now this one, the beauty of it is, if you have, let's say you even lost both engines, the transmission is still going to drive the tail rotor. Through airflow going through the main rotor.
Right, well, because that's one of the negative. You don't have the airflow going over the rotor to help keep it going. Right.
Yeah, well, it's mechanically connected to the transmission all the way through.
Gotcha.
And it's going in between both engines. But you know, here of course you got both engines driving the transmission drives the main rotor plus the tail rotor, and one engine will do both jobs. And even without both engines, still in auto rotation, the main rotor and the tail rotor are driven by the main rotor is driven by airflow, and then the transmission drives the tail rotor.
Drives the tail rotor because it's connected to the main rotor. Right.
But in some helicopters, if the engine quits, the tail rotor stops turning.
Well, that's why you keep the forward speed going.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So.
And give a little bit of the aerodynamic. Let the body help you.
Yes.
Yeah. That's interesting about those latches. Very nice.
Yeah, it's not something that's going to come off. I've never ever heard of anybody inadvertently having an engine latch come loose.
Oh, very nice.
Looks like I got to call a mechanic in. Got a seam light just burned out.
Now this one has the regular nav lights on the end of the horizontal stabilizers, and then you got a flashing beacon on the top of the vertical.
Yes, and a collision light on top of the vertical fin.
Okay.
I got position lights. You're looking at red there, port, and green starboard.
Right.
I got searchlight, movable searchlight on the front. I got an airport light behind that, similar to a Category A flight. I mean, Category A light, but it's an airport light.
Right.
And then we have scene lights, which are aft, facing outward, and what that does gives us some ambient light.
Oh yeah, for a landing.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And it keeps people from walking into skids and, you know, hurting their knees on the steps or whatever, or the shins. And
that makes sense. Yeah.
We got the white strobes on the finlets, and then after the looking at the back of the aircraft, we have Devore lights. We have a Devore on the facing aft on the vertical fin, and we have a Devore on both stabilizer. They're white facing aft.
Oh, okay.
That looks good too. If you can take a look at that.
Yeah.
So it's a real safe system. In fact,
I notice on some of them in Europe and all, they'll have some side white lights on the actual fuselage.
yeah. Well, those strobe lights are, I'd say they're so safe that people don't even want to be near it.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh yeah, especially at night. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a little bit penetrating.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. The
Devore lights.
Devore lights on the horizontal on the inside. I see. I was wondering what those were for.
That keeps people off our rear end if we're making an approach, you know.
Well, yeah, because you gotta highlight it because you can't see that thing back there.
No, you can't.
So yeah, very nice. Thank you for showing me.
Sure. And you get the 3 and the straight on look right here.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, kind of you can see that from a long way off.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you got the lights back there.
kill it.
Oh, yeah, go for it. Thank you.